لقد من الله على المؤمنين إذ بعث فيهم رسولا من أنفسهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين.
نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على سيدنا ومولانا محمد رسوله النبي الأمين المكين الحنين الكريم الرؤوف الرحيم أما بعد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear teachers and students, Alhamdulillah Ta'ala, by the grace of Almighty Allah, the subject for today is Khilafah, the concept of Khilafah in Islam. When we talk of Khilafah, we means the word Khilafah signifies the Islamic State, Islamic government, Islamic rule, Islamic authority. So the political authority of Muslim Ummah or Islamic State or Islamic government, whatever would be the shape, whatever would be the form, has been given the nomenclature of Khilafah. And Khilafah means Niyaba and Amana. Trusteeship and vicegerency. Vicegerency, succession, trust or trusteeship. So the fact is that Khilafah is not in Islam according to the true teachings of Quran and Sunnah, and going through the deep knowledge of Islamic history and going through the classical authorities on Islam. Khilafah is not a specific form of government. This indicates the basic nature of rule, the character of Islamic rule. For example, in modern day time, in the present centuries, whereas the developments, many developments on the political side in human society have taken place. And now there are the two forms of government are prevalent, either the presidential form of government or the parliamentary form of government. Not going into the minor details of the Western presidential system or Western parliamentary system, just taking these two systems in a broader sense, or unitary form of government or federal form of government. The whole country would be single unit controlled by the center, or the whole country would be in the form of federation constituted by constituted of various provinces with specific autonomies. So these are the political developments, adjustments, necessities of this time. So what I want to explain is that if the Islamic rule is enforced, the rule and authority is being executed, is being exercised according to the basic principles of Quran and Sunnah, or the laws of Quran and Sunnah are being enforced, or Quranic authority is enforced, Sharia is enforced, the state policies and the basic outline and guiding principles of the state are strictly and positively in accordance to the laws of Quran and Sunnah within the framework of Quranic authority and Islamic authority. Whether the format is presidential or parliamentary, both can be taken as Khilafah. Khilafah means that the government does not, the absolute authority does not vest in the ruler, neither in the president nor in the parliament. The absolute authority, which is unchecked. If there is a parliament duly elected or selected or appointed in any constitutional way, it may be bicameral legislature, it is a legislature, it may be bicameral, it may be unicameral. Form of government may be federal, it may be unitary, it may be presidential, it may be parliamentary, there may be any form. But the basic laws of haram and halal, the Quranic laws, Islamic legislation, Islamic laws, Sharia laws, and Quran and Sunnah is the supreme law of the land. And all state policies and constitutional policies and basic laws and decisions are under the supremacy of Islam, under the supremacy of Quran and Sunnah, meaning thereby any parliament cannot declare haram to be halal. So parliament, this absolute authority does not vest in the parliament to declare the halal as haram and to declare the haram as halal. So the Quranic laws and Quranic legislation and Quranic commandment and Islamic commandment is the supreme law, and constitution is subservient to that, is under that. All state policies, all rules, the parliament decisions, the parliamentary practices, the parliamentary function, judicial functions, executive functions, there are three organs of the state: parliament to legislate, judiciary to adjudicate, executive to administer, to execute, to enforce. These are the three basic organs of the state. Legislature, that is the parliament. Number two is the executive. And number three is the judiciary or judicature. So all these three basic organs of the state, they have to be under the supremacy of Quran and Sunnah. They cannot overrule any law given by Quran and Sunnah. They cannot repeal any law given by Sharia. They cannot modify, they cannot cancel, they cannot abrogate, they cannot suspend the law of Quran and Sunnah. Quran and Sunnah and Sharia is the supreme, the umbrella. Everything, the legislation should be under Quran and Sunnah's guidance. The judiciary and judicial policies and according to Quran and Sunnah and Sharia. And of course then in the light of Khilafah Rashideen and the Ijma and Qiyas and all sources which Islamic law, jurisprudence, Sharia is providing to us. And executive and the administration, it is being run according to Quran and Sunnah. Nothing should be repugnant to Islam, rather positively in accordance with Islam and Quran and Sunnah. So this is the difference between Khilafah and Western democracy. For Western democracy, parliament is the supreme. So there is no other authority beyond parliament which curtails the powers of parliament. Whereas when we talk of Islamic government or Khilafah, it means Quran and Sunnah is beyond the power, above all everything. Quran and Sunnah can curtail the powers. So every organ of the state has to work within the framework of Sharia. Then here starts the limits of liberty and freedom and authority. So this authority is, you can say, conditional. What condition? The supremacy of Quran and Sunnah, supremacy of Sharia. This is the condition. So authority which vests in the parliament, which vests in the government, which vests in the state, that is qualified. With what? Qualified with Quran and Sunnah, Islam, Islamic teachings and Islamic guidance. It is conditional. With what? With Quranic supremacy and Sunnah supremacy and Sharia supremacy. If anything is passed against Quran and Sunnah in Islamic State, that would be challenged, it would be null and void, declared to be null and void. It would have no legal effect. So, any form of government, the forms of the government, these are just various mechanisms, political mechanisms, socio-economic mechanism, territorial, geographical mechanism and suitabilities. What system suits to you? So Islam does not interfere with these minor mechanisms, minor details. This is not the matter. There should be so many provinces, 12 provinces, not more, not less, no. These are just administrative matters. There should be this kind of division between two houses of the parliament, bicameral legislature, the Senate and National Assembly, or House of Commons and House of Lords, bicameral legislature as in UK, as in America, Senate and Congress, as in Pakistan, National Assembly and Senate. So two houses, bicameral legislature. It is also according to Islam, no problem. Islam has no problem with that. Even the legislature and you can say the parliament in the period of the Khilafah Rashidin was bicameral. Shura-e Khas and Shura-e Am. Special house and general house. Shura-e Khas and Shura-e Am. A special house and general house. In the modern day, the Americans say this is Congress, this is Senate. The Britishers in UK, the mother of the parliaments, they say this is House of Lords and House of Commons. We say this is National Assembly, we Senate. So it doesn't make, but changing of name doesn't make any difference. The basic thing is that there are two houses. The parliament or legislature consists of two houses. So the functions may be different. America can allocate different functions to two houses. They can divide the powers and functions in a different way. UK can divide the powers and functions between two houses in their own, according to their own suitability. We in Pakistan can divide the powers and functions according to our suitability. Any Arab country can divide the power according to its own suitability. So all these matters of mechanisms, matters of suitability, matters of better adjustments, matters of better administration, Islam has nothing to do with these things. Islam doesn't interfere with these matters. These are the things which are known to be the ijtihadi matters. All these things are ijtihadi matters. What would be the principle of division of powers? Whether the administration, executive and judiciary should be working together or the executive powers and judiciary powers would be separate. These are the administrative matters. If excess of power creates corruption, you should separate these two. Judiciary should function just as judicial authority, and executive should work as administrative authority. There should be no intermingling. And for example, a country can afford the combination of two powers at a certain level. So Islam has no objection and no problem with these things. Are you understanding the whole matter? Whether you are elected, the members are elected with a direct vote, adult franchise, a direct vote, one man, one vote, or president, as in presidential system, the one man, every citizen of the country direct votes for election of the president, or in parliamentary system, the members of the parliament are elected by the direct vote, and then the prime minister or the head of the state, whatever the case may be, is being elected by the votes of the members of the parliament, MPs. So Islam has no concern with these matters. These are matters of your own adjustment, your own suitability. Sayyidina Ali radiyallahu ta'ala, I give you two examples, Sayyidina Usman and Sayyidina Ali. The way Sayyidina Ali al-Murtaza was elected or was appointed as Khalifa al-Khalifatul Rashid, al-Khalifa al-Rabi', al-Rashid, the fourth orthodox and guided caliph, the way he was appointed, if you try to understand that phenomena and that process and method according to modern day political philosophy, I would say the way he was appointed, the Al-Khalifa Rashid, was near to parliamentary process. It was similar to the parliamentary methodology. There the Shura was in session. The people, the citizens of the state, they directly approached him, and they wanted to do bay'ah on his hand. The same word bay'ah. Bay'ah possesses the same connotation like parliament. So I have started the whole subject against the whole file and against the whole system which we prepared in my file. Just started in another way, just to make the basic concept clear. Then we may come to the file things, the research file references which I have prepared for you. So the people directly approached to Sayyidina Ali al-Murtaza radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, and they wanted to do bay'ah on his hands. So I was explaining that bay'ah is again, the case of bay'ah is again similar to the case of Khilafah. As I told, the Khilafah, its form or nomenclature is not the requirement of Islam. It is the theme. It is the soul and spirit. It is the basic character of the authority. That is which Islam is concerned about. It means that Khilafah is that the parliament or the president or the authority or the government does not possess an unchecked, unconditional, unqualified and absolute authority. This absolute authority, unchecked authority, the supreme, absolutely supreme authority, unconditional authority, unqualified authority does not vest in the government or head of the state. This authority vests in Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, being Hakim of Ummah, as a true representative of Almighty Allah. And what is the status of the Islamic government in Islam? That is the status of vicegerent, successor, naib and ameen. The Islamic government or authority or parliament or president or government, whatever you can say, or the organs of the state, they work as ameen, as trustees of the authority vested to them or transferred to them as a trust, sacred trust. And they are the successors of Holy Prophet ﷺ in this ummah. And they are representatives of the whole. Their representations is of two kinds. In a way, politically speaking, they are representatives of the ummah, of the society, of the people who have chosen them or who have appointed them for certain function with a bilateral contract, with a mutual agreement. With a bilateral contract, they have been appointed as the heads. So they are representative of the people in this sense. And in the sense of Sharia, in exercising the authority, their authority is a representative authority. They are representing Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Khilafah means they are naib of Holy Prophet. Niyabatul Rasul, Niyabatul Nabuwwah. Khilafah means Niyabatul Nabuwwah. They are successors of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They are his representatives. They are his vicegerents. Being his representatives, being his vicegerents, being his naibin. So their authority is not iqtidar a'la. Their authority is not absolute power. Their authority is amana, trust, a sacred trust, with some checks and balances. Which are the checks and balances? These are the Quran and Sunnah, the teachings and commandments of Quran and Sunnah and Sharia. Since they are functioning as naib of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam under the commandment of Sharia, the authority vested in them is a qualified and conditional authority as a trust, and they cannot cross the limits. They cannot violate the limits. Hudud. Tilka hududullah. These are the hudud, the limits fixed by Almighty Allah in the form of Quran and Sunnah, or hudud fixed by Holy Prophet ﷺ in the form of Sharia and Sunnah. So they have to work within the limits, and they have to function as naib. That's why, because of this qualified and conditional function, and because of this qualified and conditional and representative authority, this authority and hukuma and sultana and riyasa and imara and state and government, whatever the case may be, is known as Khilafah because of its nature of rule, being amana and ni'aba. He may be known as president, he may be called constitutionally, politically, he may be known as the president, he may be known as the prime minister, he may be known as chancellor, as in Germany, he may be known as Malik, he may be known as Sultan, he may be known as Amir. So all of these words would be permissible according to Sharia. It is not necessary that he should be known as Khalifa, or the nomenclature of Khilafah or Khalifa is not necessary, or the word Khilafah as a nomenclature, compulsory nomenclature, is not required, necessarily required. It can be known as Imara, it can be known as Hukuma, it can be known as Sultan, it can be known as Riyasa, it can be known as Mulk, Malik, Sultan, Amir, Khalifa. All these words are Quranic words. Now the case is that some people are absolutely misguided. Some youngsters in the England, particularly in European world, they are misguided. They have been wrongly informed. And they think as if the only word, Quran has used the word Khilafah, Quran has used the word Sultan, the word Amir in Hadith, Sultan, Amir, Malik, all words and Mulk have been used. So each and every word and nomenclature possesses the equal status. The basic thing is that are you enforcing the laws of Quran and Sunnah in the state? Number one. Does the government exercise an absolute, unchecked, unchallengeable, unqualified and unconditional authority? If the answer is yes, this is not Khilafah, this is not Islamic State, this is not Islamic government. And if the answer is no, you say the authority being exercised by the ruler, by the parliament, by the government, by the state is qualified. It can be challenged in the light of Quran and Sunnah if it violates the commandments. It is conditional, and the authority is being exercised as a trust, sacred trust, within the limits prescribed by Sharia. So if this is the answer, so whatever would be the name of the government or the ruler, it is Khilafah. So coming again to the original thing, that Khilafah is not the nomenclature necessarily required. Khilafah is the character, is the nature of rule being adopted by the government and the way how it functions. expression of your intention. So it was Bay'atul Islam, there was Bay'atul Ita'ah, there was Bay'atul Muhabba, there was Bay'atul Jihad, there was Bay'atul Hijrah. Bay'atul Hijrah, migration. So these bay'ats were not compulsory and necessary, but this was just a practice, a culture, a common practice, and a good act. So it is, anything is declared through bay'ah. That's why the Aimma, Muhaddiseen, Ulama and Mashayikh of Islam say in tariqah, what is a murid does a bay'ah with shaykh. This is bay'atul muhabba, this is bay'atul taqwa, bay'atul ita'ah, bay'atul tarkil ma'siyah. So it was bay'atul taqwa, bay'atul tarkil ma'siyah. We will leave, we will don't perform the sins. So bay'ah on this thing. Bay'at for taqwa, for righteousness. The lady companions used to do bay'ah on Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Tarkul shirk, tarkul qatl, tarkul dhanb, tarkul ma'siyah, for taqwa. So there were many kinds of bay'at. Any matter, the companions were always, they felt pleased to do bay'ah on Holy Prophet's hand. And the same continued afterwards. So Mashayikh and Murideen, they do bay'ah. So bay'ah doesn't only mean the Khilafah. Bay'ah is not only a part of the process of Khilafah, appointment of Khalifa. Bay'ah is just a declaration of your consent, your commitment, your conviction, your intention, your wish. So I'm telling that this was again, this word bay'ah is similar to Khilafah, the same. You take the bay'ah when you understand the word application of bay'ah. So bay'ah doesn't mean only to appointment of Khilafah and Khalifa. Bay'ah is a word, and I tell you that it was a way of expression at that time, way of declaring their commitment. Now you can declare your commitment in any other way. You raise your hand and you say, with solemn affirmation, you say, we take oath and we do this. This is a declaration. So this is also in fact a bay'ah. You can say, metaphorically speaking, or you declare your commitment, you declare your conviction, you declare your decision. And now that was expression of opinion in favor of someone in the form of bay'ah. Now you understand the true relevance of bay'ah and Khalifa. Today, the same expression is being done in the form of vote, a ballot paper. You take the secret ballot paper, you fill it, and you give your opinion in favor of some candidate or some person. So it is bay'ah. So all these words, the bay'ah and the khilafah, these are not necessarily the words, literally, words are not necessarily required in Islam. And these things were never the basic, the need or the basic theme of Sharia. These were modes. These were the nomenclatures, these were the modes, these were the preliminary forms of that time. Islam deals with the concept. There are the conceptual developments in the society. You have to follow the footsteps of Holy Prophets. You have to follow the basic theme. In ijtihadi matters, I am not talking of the basic laws and commandments. So, I was telling that Sayyidina Ali al-Murtaza, his appointment took place as the appointment in a parliamentary system takes place now. So the people directly approached him to do bay'ah on his hands, and he refused. He refused. He said, no, this is the matter and right of Shura. Shura will sit. There would be a sitting of Shura, yani it means convening of the meeting of Shura. And at that time the word Shura was used. Now in the English terminology you said parliament. So no need of fighting on these things. Some people may say, where is the parliament? Parliament is an English word. You can't find it in Quran and Sunnah. Parliament is an English word. Don't go beyond the terminology. These are languages. The basic thing, this is a house of representatives of senior people, duly elected or duly appointed, whatever form may be, directly, indirectly, chosen, appointed, whatever may be the form. So the basic thing I am telling that Islam is not deeply concerned in these minor procedural and methodological things. Islam is concerned with the spirit, soul, theme and basic character. So it is, what is parliament? It is a house of representatives, house of chosen people. And in those days, this house was known as Shura. You see the Pakistan constitution, I don't say that Pakistani parliament is a Shura in true Islamic sense. I don't agree with that. This is mockery of Islamic things. But I just, the word, if you go behind the words, you see our constitution, the word Shura is used. They say parliament and bracket everywhere written Shura. So should we become happy that here is Shura system? In our constitution in Pakistan, wherever the word parliament is written, in bracket it is written Shura. The basic thing is that you may write the word parliament, you may write the word Shura, you may put the word Shura in bracket, doesn't make any difference. Or even you may exclusively write the word Shura exclusively, and you may delete the word parliament. Would it become Islamic? No, the basic thing is the character. How the house is functioning, how the house is constituted, what are the limits of authority. Just by exclusively using the word Shura, this is Khalifa, for example, we remove the word president and we say Musharraf is Khalifa. Khalifatul Muslimin, Parvez Musharraf, we say is Khalifa. And we delete the word parliament, becomes Shura. So the whole thing would become Islamic. Why not? We are using the word Khilafah, and the government of Pakistan would be used as name Khilafah. We make an amendment in constitution and say Islamic Republic of Pakistan should be known to be from today Islamic Khilafah. And the head of the state would be known as Khalifa tul Muslimin. Parliament deleted, un-Islamic. This would be known as Shura. Take all terminologies, delete the other things. So the whole thing would become Islamic? No. So if these Islamic terminologies cannot make the whole phenomena Islamic, then how the English terminologies make the whole phenomena un-Islamic? If Islamic terminologies cannot make them Islamic, so the English terminologies, how can these make them un-Islamic? Islamic and un-Islamic has nothing to do with Arabic and English. Israeli people, they speak Arabic. And Indian, Pakistani, Bangladesh, Indonesia and the African Muslim, they speak in their own languages. Language has nothing to do with these things, the terminologies, unless the terminologies are of the Sharia commandments. The people, they read Holy Quran, they can't, some people can't recite in Arabic. They write in the Roman way and they read in the English way. The people make dua and they can't speak Arabic. They make dua in English. You make dua in English. So your dua would not be accepted because this is kufr language. Not Holy Prophet's language, not Islamic, not Quranic. This is the language of kufr. So anybody who makes dua in Arabic would be rejected. Why? You will say, the basic thing is, what am I saying to Almighty Allah? The theme. So all these words and these terminologies, they were the you can say the terms of that time. So Sayyidina Ali Sher Khuda was appointed Khalifa in this way. So Shura had a meeting and Shura appointed Sayyidina Ali as Khalifa. The members of Shura al-Muhajirin wal-Ansar, specific number, not each and every citizen of the state. Only the Shura, members of Shura. They appointed him as their Khalifa. And then he wrote a very specific letter which Sayyidina Ali al-Murtaza wrote to other people. That has been mentioned, the text in very detail in Nahjul Balagha and in other books of Hadith, all Tabari and everywhere, Tabaqat ibn Sa'd, everywhere. He wrote, I have been appointed Khalifa in the same way as my predecessors Abu Bakr, Umar and Usman were appointed. Through Shura. And he says that the one who is appointed by Shura should be taken as if he is appointed by Almighty Allah. So he was appointed through the Shura, not with the direct bay'ah of the citizens. You understand this thing? Now come to the third caliph, Sayyidina Usman. He was not appointed with the bay'ah of Shura. Sayyidina Usman was appointed with the direct vote and opinion of the citizens on the basis of adult franchise. So Sayyidina Usman was appointed with the common vote of the people. So it means both things are available in the practice and sunnah of Khulafai Rashidin. How? First of all, Sayyidina Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, before his death, he appointed a committee of 6 people. When I said that the people came directly, they approached Sayyidina Ali directly and they wanted to do bay'ah on his hand. Imam Ibn Asir, Asdul Ghaba, volume 4, page 107. And Sayyidina Ali replied, it is Ibn Qutayba al-Imama wa Siyasa. Laysa zalika ilaykum innama huwa li ahli shura wa ahlu badr. This is not your authority, or this is not matter to be decided by you, O people. This is a matter of authority which rests in the Shura. It means here the Shura didn't mean the whole Muslim Ummah. The common citizens of Muslim Ummah, they were being denied. He said, no. Innama laysa zalika ilaykum. This is not your right. This is the right of Shura, which means that Shura was a specific house at that time. Imam Tabari, volume 3, page 152. He says that we want to do, at any cost we want to do bay'ah on your hands. Sayyidina Ali said, no. It can't be like this. So Shura appointed him, and then after that it was approved by the common Muslims and people. His appointment took place through Shura. Innama Shura, he said, lil muhajirina wal ansar, fa inishtama'u ala rajulin wa sammuhu imaman kana dhalika lillahi ridan. Shura will convene the meeting, there will be meeting of Shura, they will appoint of muhajirin, they will appoint a man as their head, and then they will say sammuhu imaman. Here the word imaman has been used, not khalifa. They will appoint their imam, and this would be the true appointment. And when the case of Sayyidina Usman comes, so Sayyidina Umar, he appointed a committee that was a special house, you can say Shura-e Khas. You can say, committee was of 6 persons. They said these 6 persons will decide the matter of next Khalifa, next Imam, with majority vote. Either unanimously or with majority decision. And they were Hazrat Usman, Hazrat Ali, Hazrat Talha, Hazrat Zubair, Hazrat Abdul Rahman bin Auf, Hazrat Abdullah bin Umar and Sayyid bin al-As. 7 people, and Abdullah bin Umar was not allowed to cast his vote, his own son. He was not allowed to cast his vote. So those who were allowed to cast the votes were 6. So this is Imam Tabari, Tarikhul Ummam wal Muluk, very famous thing. What happened? Then there was a divided opinion, and equal division took place. 3 on this side, 3 on this side. The opinion was equally divided. So the case was referred to Shura, to the Parliament of Medina. Parliament of Medina. And there were 50 people at that time, they were member of the Parliament of Medina. You can see Imam Tabari, Tarikhul Umam wal Muluk, volume 3, page 35. Page 35. At that time, the Parliament of Medina consists of 50 members. 50. It was always varying. So then the case was referred to Shura-i-Am. You can say the assembly, the General Assembly or the House of Commons, whatever you may say. National Assembly, House of Commons, Parliament. Again, their opinion was equally divided. So they couldn't decide this matter with clear majority in the Parliament. It was again divided equally. So the Shura appointed Hazrat Abdul Rahman bin Auf. He was appointed by Shura, by the Parliament, as Chief Election Commissioner. So now you will understand the whole matter. Somebody will say, where is it written he was Chief Election Commissioner? This is just an innovation, a bid'ah. Question is, what was the function of Abdul Rahman bin Auf? To conduct the election, to get the opinion of the citizens, to know what do the people want, to get their vote, their expression of opinion, to consult the people, to find out what the majority of the state, of the society, of the people want. So his function was to conduct the whole process, and the one who conducts this whole process is today is known as Chief Election Commissioner. In Pakistan Constitution, this is the name, Chief Election Commissioner. You can give any other name, but this was the function. So the whole phenomena is, the basic thing is the function. So as Abdul Rahman bin Auf, he was appointed for this Istiswabul Am, Al-Istiswabul Am, to get the opinion of each and every citizen person of the society, of the state, to get the public opinion, to find out the public opinion, the majority opinion. So Abdul Rahman bin Auf conducted this election or referendum, Istiswab-e-Am. He conducted for 3 days and 3 nights continuously. So what was he doing? This was the common man vote. Here lies the concept of vote. Adult franchise. Every sane and every major, al-aqil, al-baligh, every person entitled to give his opinion or mukallaf, he was consulted and he was asked. This is a vote. So all these things find their roots and origins in Islam and Sharia history. In whatever we say in democracy. But for example, when the democracy goes to West in America and England, in Canada and those countries, they may mix all these things according to their own suitabilities. When this comes to East, the countries can prepare their own mixture by adding and deleting some things. So definition can be different, limits can be different, ways and means can be different. But our concern is with the basic concept that the head of the state was appointed with the adult franchise based, one man, one vote, one person, one vote, on the basis of the vote. And in Sayyidina Ali al-Murtaza, he was appointed by the parliament. That was a procedure similar to the parliamentary form of the government. And this appointment with direct vote, this is a procedure similar to the presidential form of the government in nowadays. So he consulted the commanders, the army commanders, common soldiers, common men of the city and society of the state of Medina, various tribes, various people, men ladies and children, even the travelers, the sick. So each and every person possibly was consulted. And it is in Tabaqat ibn Sa'd and Tabari and Imam ibn Kasir al-Bidaya wa Nihaya. This is Tabari. فَاخْتَرَ خَمْسِينَ رَجُلًا مِنَ الْأَنصَارِ فَاسْتَحِسَّ هَؤُلَاءِ الرَّهْدَةَ يَخْتَارُ رَجُلًا مِنْهُمْ. قِصَّةُ الشُّورَى. So they were consulted, and it comes in the various books in Tabaqat ibn Sa'd, Tabari, Ibn Kasir, al-Bidaya wa Nihaya, other books. It is stated that the illiterate people were just asked, they were just allowed to give their vote, their opinion. Even they casted their votes. Illiterate people, Aqil and Baligh, adult and sane, adult and sane. And those who were learned, qualified and literate people, they were consulted. Why do you prefer him and why do you prefer him? Why are you voting for him? Why are you suggesting him to be the head of the state or Khalifa? Why? So they were discussed, they were consulted, the reasons were asked. And those who were illiterate, just simple people, just the question was asked, whom do you want your Khalifa? This was one man, one vote. So finally, with the opinion of Jumhur, again the word, some people say, where this Jumhuriyya, democracy, this world has come. This has come from Islam. In our Arabic terminology, Jumhur is commonly used in our Islamic jurisprudence and classical literature. Majority opinion is known as Jumhur. Ra'ayul Jumhur. This is Arabic term. Ra'ayul Jumhur. Majority opinion. And Jumhuriyya means the system or whatever the election based on the concept of majority opinion of the people. Yani majority opinion would be preferred, would be respected. This basic theme is Islamic. Now where lies the difference between Islamic Jumhur and Jumhuriyya and un-Islamic Jumhuriyya? The difference is that majority opinion is respected and preferred in Islam, and majority opinion is respected and preferred in the West. In both systems, this is the commonality. This is the common feature. And the different feature is that in Islamic system, even the Jumhur, the majority, rather the unanimous, what to talk of majority, even the unanimous opinion cannot suspend, repeal or abrogate or amend the Sharia law. Even if there is majority opinion in the parliament, rather if there is a unanimous, for example, opinion in parliament, even then they cannot suspend and abrogate the laws and commandments of Quran and Sunnah. Why? Sharia, Quran and Sunnah is the supreme law. Even the whole society, 100 million people, with unanimous vote, they pass a unanimous vote that this haram should be declared halal for us. They can't do. Vote, sanctity of vote doesn't mean abrogation of Sharia. This is the condition. This is Khilafah. This would become Khilafah. Why? That we are functioning as vicegerent to Holy Prophet or as the naib of Rasul within the prescribed limits of Sharia, so that we cannot cross the roads and we cannot cross the limits. This is Khilafah in this sense. Niyaba, amana. A trustee cannot use the trust against the objectives and purposes of the trust. A trust is always created with certain objectives. Some conditions are fixed. Some purposes are to be fulfilled by a trust. So he would remain as a trustee till he fulfills the objectives and works within the limits of the trust. If he violates, he can be removed. There would be another article would be invoked of his removal, suspension, whatever the case may be. That is a separate chapter now again. So in the same way, the Islamic government is Khilafah in this way that it is a sacred trust. And the limits, conditions, objectives and purposes fixed for this trust, government, have been fixed by Quran and Sunnah. الَّذِينَ إِن مَّكَّنَّاهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ لَأَقَامُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتَوُا الزَّكَاةَ وَأَمَرُوا بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَنَهَوْا عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ. This is tamakkun fil ard. Here the word tamakkun is used instead of khilafah. So tamakkun is also one of the Quranic words. Makkannu fil ard. At one place stated, وَعَدَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنْكُمْ وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ لَيَسْتَخْلِفَنَّهُمْ fil ard kama stakhlafa alladhina min qablihim. Here the word is used la yastakhlifannahum. You will be given khilafah. So this would be absolutely irrational, unreasonable thing to take this verse and say that here the word la yastakhlifannahum is used, so there can be no other word in Islamic terminology, only the word khilafah is to be used from la yastakhlifannahum. This would be absolutely wrong, because the same thing at other places stated. Allazina in makkannahum fil ard la aqamu as-salata wa atu az-zakata amaru bil ma'ruf. If we give you tamakkun, authority, rule, so here the word rule, tamakkun is used. So one can say, no, Islamic government would only be known as at-tamakkun al-islamiyya. He says, no, al-khilafat al-islamiyya. He says, at-tamakkun al-islami. The name of Islamic government is At-Tamakkun al-Islamiyya al-Pakistani. He says Al-Khilafat al-Islamiyya Pakistaniya. All these fights are nonsense. Nothing has been put in the word Khilafah and nothing has been put in the word Tamakkun. At both places the basic thing is taken into the consideration, the theme. That if we give the government, if we provide you a chance to rule on the earth, if we provide you a chance to govern the earth, government, authority, rule, but this is sometimes the word khilafah is used for it, sometimes the word mulk is used, sometimes the word tamakkun is used, sometimes the word sultan is used, sometimes the word khulafa and muluka, both words are used. Khulafa and وَجَعَلَكُمْ muluka. Ja'alakum khalaif, we made you khalifas, and at the same time we made you muluk, we made you maliks. Muluk at the same time, Quran says. So why you pick one and leave the other? Both terms are Quranic terms. But coming to the same thing is that neither the word khalaif is necessary nor the word muluk is indispensable to be taken. Both convey a meaning, a sense. And sense is the rule, the authority, the state, the government. So I was telling, so with majority vote, Hazrat Abdul Rahman bin Auf finally announced the appointment of Hazrat Usman as Khalifa, as head of the state. So this announcement and appointment of Hazrat Usman was made on the basis of the majority vote of the common people. Hazrat Ali's appointment through parliament and Sayyidina Usman's appointment, finally his appointment through the people, through the citizens. And going up, Sayyidina Farooq-e-Azam, Sayyidina Umar's appointment. That appointment took place by nomination of outgoing head of the state. It was just a nomination by the outgoing head of the state, outgoing chief executive, outgoing Khalifa. He nominated him in the Shura-e-Khas. Shura? So there was a discussion and disagreement of opinion within Shura-e-Khas took place just for the sake of understanding the matter. Some people say he won't be suitable, he is quite hard in his execution and in his temperaments, he said no, when he will be given this responsibility, you will feel him flexible and moderate. So discussion took place. The member of the Shura, khas, they were convinced, and it was gone through. Nomination took place. The chief executive, outgoing Khalifa, nominated him, and this nomination was approved by the Shura khas, those who were present in that meeting, and finally it was sent to the Shura Am, or it was sent to the people in common, not Shura Am. It was sent to the common citizens, and they approved this appointment with their bay'ah, expression of consent. They gave their consent. So it was approved by free and common public consent. Nomination by outgoing Khalifa, approval by Shura khas, and second approval by the people. This was how Sayyidina Umar was appointed. And Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq, his appointment, it was another phenomena. In Saqifa Banu Sa'ida, there was a meeting of Ansar, the locals. So Sayyidina Siddiq Akbar came to know about them, and knew that if they announced Khalifa from Ansar, they were going to announce a Khalifa from Ansar without consulting other people. So it may create a problem. So he took Sayyidina Umar, went there. There was a long debate. So Saqifa Banu Sa'ida became an assembly house. It became an assembly house, and it was also an assembling place of various communities, various tribes, various people. They had their assembling places, assemblies, any places of assembling. So there was a meeting of the Ansars. Very long debate took place. It was a debate with arguments. And after that debate, they were going to announce their own Khalifa, and they nominated one. Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala then nominated Sayyidina Abu Bakr. Then there was a comparison of qualities, characteristics, abilities, potentials, services, acceptability in Ummah, and betterment and the good aspects of the Ummah. So there was an argument on that. Finally, the Ansar were convinced. So they withdrew their nomenclature, their candidature. They withdrew. And Sayyidina Siddiq Akbar became a unanimous candidate or unanimous person to be accepted or to be nominated by all of them. So Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq's appointment or nomination took place in Saqifa Banu Sa'ida in a very specific event. But by discussion and debate between two persons, finally withdrawal of one candidature, and he became unanimously accepted to all. Then he was referred to the people, common masses, and more than 30,000 people, they did bay'ah, and they give their open consent and approved his nomination or his appointment. So this was the procedure how Sayyidina Abu Bakr was appointed. So you can't place this first appointment in any specific presidential or parliamentary or modern day formats. But when you come to Sayyidina Umar, you find little bit a way forward. Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq did not, he nominate his successor, whereas Holy Prophet ﷺ, politically, he did not appoint his successor as Khalifa, publicly, like this, as Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq did. He appointed Umar, but Holy Prophet ﷺ did not appoint. Otherwise, he would have appointed Abu Bakr or anybody else. He would have declared, I appoint this man as my Khalifa and successor. There would have been no dispute and criticism and problem in Ummah. He left this appointment matter open to the Ummah. So why did Holy Prophet ﷺ leave this matter open to Ummah. So his leaving this matter open to Ummah, the matter of the appointment of Khalifa, if this matter was a specific and there was no place of ijtihad and there was no place of accommodation of times to come and there was no place of various methodologies and procedures and various forms and formats and various political developments from time to time, if these things were not going to be accommodated, then Holy Prophet ﷺ himself would have appointed categorically, or he would have specifically mentioned the mode of appointment of Khalifa and finished the whole discussion forever. It means these things were not necessary according to Holy Prophet as far as the modes and procedures and nomenclatures and these things are concerned. He left this open to Ummah. His leaving this subject open to Ummah means that he declared this is an ijtihadi subject. This subject is the subject of ijtihad. This is Imam Suyuti. This is Imam Jalaluddin Suyuti, Tarikhul Khulafa. And he has quoted this hadith from Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal and Imam Bayhaqi. Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal reports in Musnad and Imam Bayhaqi reports in Dalailun Nubuwwah bisanadin hasanin akhraja Ahmadu wal Bayhaqi fi Dalailun Nubuwwah bisanadin hasanin an Amr ibn Sufyan. The companion Amr bin Sufyan narrates, Holy Prophet ﷺ said, Amr ibn Sufyan, he says, Sayyidina Ali said, who is saying? Sayyidina, this is report of Sayyidina Ali's statement. He declared, Ayyuhan nas, inna Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam lam yahd ilayna fi hadhihi al-imara shay'an hatta ra'ayna min ar-ra'yi an nastakhlifa Abu Bakr. Sayyidina Ali said, O people, Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not fixed anything for Imara and Khilafah for us. Now this is clear hadith. Holy Prophet ﷺ did not fix anything in context of Imara. Imara means in context of Khilafah. Nothing was declared fixed for us from Holy Prophet ﷺ. Lam yahad ilayna fi hazihi al-imara shay'an. Not a single thing, mode, nomenclature, format, person, man, anything was not fixed from by Holy Prophet. It was not specifically mentioned or categorically and specifically given by Holy Prophet. But you should do like this. This would be the form, this would be the nomenclature, this man would be appointed, this would be the shape. He said nothing was mentioned and fixed from Holy Prophet. Hatta ra'ina min ar-ra'yi an nastakhlifa Abu Bakr. So we appointed Sayyidina Abu Bakr as Khalifa with our own ra'i, with our own opinion. Summa inna Abu Bakr ra'a min ar-ra'yi an yastakhlifa Umar. Then the same thing was done by Holy Prophet ﷺ did not appointed anyone. He left everything open for Ummah. So when the thing is open for Ummah, you can choose anyway. This is mubah. Holy Prophet left the whole subject open for Ummah. So saying it is wajib and there should be only one Khalifa for the home. All these things are wrong derivations, wrong inferences of Holy Prophet and against Sunnah of Holy Prophet and Sunnah of Khulafai Rashidin. Sayyidina Ali is saying that nothing was announced and nothing was fixed. He left everything on our ra'i, on our opinion of Ummah. When the thing is left on for opinion of Ummah, it means it is a matter of your adjustability. How you see the things better. How the things suit more to your convenience. more suitable for Islam, for Sharia, for society, for masses, for people, so and so forth. So he said the same thing was done with Rai, with opinion by Sayyidina Abu Bakr. So this is not the matter of commandment, a fixed commandment. No, it's a matter of ijtihad and Rai. One hadith. Then again another hadith. Imam Hakim narrates in Mustadrak. And Imam Bayhaqi fi Dalail al-Nubuwwah. And he says that this hadith is Sahih. First was also Hasan. And Imam Bayhaqi Sahahul Bayhaqi fi Dalail. He declared this hadith to be Sahih. An Abi Wa'il. قال قيل لعلي رضي الله عنه. It was asked, said to Sayyidina Ali رضي الله تعالى, ألا تستخلف علينا ألا تستخلف علينا. Sayyidina Ali was asked, are you going to appoint somebody as our Khalifa? As our head of the state, are you going to appoint someone on us? قال ما استخلف ما استخلف رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فاستخلفه. Holy Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم did not appoint anyone as Khalifa. So how can I do? ولكن إن يريد الله بالناس خيرا فسيجمع بعدي على خيرهم. If Almighty Allah wants something good for the people, they will get together on some good decision. كما جمعهم بعد نبي على خيرهم. In the same way as the Ummah became unanimous, yet became together on best of the Lord, on the best of them after Holy Prophet ﷺ. He said, Holy Prophet did not fix anything, did not appoint anyone on us, so I am not going to appoint somebody on you. So this was how the Orthodox Caliphs were appointed. So you find a development. There is a continuous development in the procedure. The first appointment is an eventual. This became an eventual development. Why? Because the matter was left open from Holy Prophets, by Holy Prophets. Being it's open means it is a matter of ijtihad and Rai. And Sayyidina Ali has already reported this is matter of Rai. Matter of Rai. So how one can impose this on the Ummah and say this is fard and this is kufr and you have to do this. This is against the Sunnah of Holy Prophet and against the thought of the companions. So open means this is matter of Rai and ijtihad, first thing. Number two, the Amr of Khilafah, appointment of Khilafah, took place in a developmental, there were four stages, four developmental stages. The first, very preliminary, Sayyidina Abu Bakr's appointment, it was an eventual development, incidental and eventual development. I have already explained. From Saqifa Banu Saida to the common consent bay'ah of the people. Then appointment of Sayyidina Umar, it became comparatively more systematic. So it was a next second stage, developmental stage. It became more systematic, more organized. Because Holy Prophet left the matter open to for the Ummah. So it was on the Ummah and it is on the Ummah to organize the affairs as you want and to make it more better and better according to your own needs and requirements. So it was in more organized way that he appointed a man and his appointment was announced in a committee. You may say it a cabinet or you may say Shura Khas. You may say it was a cabinet, you may say it was Shura Khas, a house of special people, special house of few chosen people, selected people. So his appointment was declared there, it was discussed, then unanimously approved and then sent for approval to the people in the form of bay'ah. Third, more systematic way. It became more systematic. But again, there were 3 steps in appointment of Sayyidina Umar. First of all, a committee was given an authority to choose their Khalifa. You see, here nomination was finished. Holy Prophet's Sunnah, no nomination was made. Holy Prophet's Sunnah, no nomination, specific nomination was made. Sayyidina Abu Bakr's Sunnah, a specific nomination was made in favor of Sayyidina Umar. Then approved by the committee or cabinet or special shura, and then, yeah, you can say recommended by the shura, special shura or committee, and then approved by the common people, masses. And at third stage, a committee, now here was a nomination in the committee for recommendation. So you can say this was, in fact, this was a recommendation. And committee made it a nomination. Or you can say this was a nomination by Sayyidina Abu Bakr and committee recommended it for a further common approval. In third case of Sayyidina Usman, it became more organized. Outgoing Khalifa is not making any nomination. He is not nominating anyone. He has transferred this authority to the special house, to the cabinet. You see, the process is becoming more democratic. The authority is being transferred. Holy Prophet delegated the authority to Ummah. If he had appointed someone, then till the day of judgment, appointment by nomination would have become the Sunnah and Sharia. And there would have been no chance of involving other methods and considering other modes. All ways were blocked because it had become the Sunnah of Prophet, and Sunnah is Sharia. He left it open, left to Ummah, so that Ummah may decide the thing in any way, in any time. So every Orthodox Caliph took his option. And the procedure went on developing in a more and more organized manner. And number 2, you feel that the things are becoming more, it is a process of democratization. From the outgoing Khalifa, the authority is being transferred to the more people. So the third stage, committee was given authority to appoint, but with majority decision. Here majority decision of the committee became the authority to appoint. Since majority decision could not achieved, the opinion was divided, that's why it was referred to the parliament. So appointment became the right of parliament. Then it became the right of parliament. Again, there was no clear majority opinion available in favor of any of the two. So it was referred to the people, common masses. So finally this appointment took place with the common vote of a common man. And fourth stage, you feel it was much more organized. In the same way, since Sayyidina Usman was appointed on the basis of the common man vote, common man opinion, so the people approached Sayyidina Ali to do bay'ah and to give their vote to him. They wanted to cast their vote to him. He said, no, this is to be settled and decided by the parliament. Now the parliament is in session. The parliament is in session. Parliament will decide the matter. So he was appointed by the parliament. And same occurred in case of the appointment of Sayyidina Hassan. Sayyidina Ali did not appoint Sayyidina Hassan as his successor and Khalifa. He again referred the matter to the parliament, to Shura, and it was Shura of Medina which appointed Sayyidina Hassan as their Khalifa. So last 2 appointments of Khilafat Rashida, Al-Khilafatul Rashida, the last 2, 4th and 5th, these were through parliament. The third one was through common vote. The 4th one was through the special house or cabinet or a committee and approved by the people. And the first one was incidental and eventual, again with a consensus of opinion in the assembly of Ansar. Consensus opinion. And then approved, later approved by the people, common mass. So this is the whole political analysis of Khilafah Rashideen's appointment. You see, all methods are available. You can take any one of these. So the question is that the same way as the mode of appointment was not fixed. So there were various 3-4 modes were used, each mode in every time, at every time. So the basic thing which I want to explain, and I think you have become very clear, that that specific statement and hadith narrated, reported by Sayyidina Ali, his statement, that nothing was fixed. It is a matter of rai and opinion. That's why I say that Khilafah is an-niyaba. Imam Raghib Asfahani, he says in Al-Mufradat, Al-Khilafatu an-niyabatu anil ghayr. Al-Mufradat, Imam Raghib Asfahani, Al-Khilafatu an-niyabatu anil ghayr. His vicegerency and representative. The word has been used in Holy Quran, and this is niyaba, and this is amana, and this khilafah is not only the word khilafah and istikhlaf. Khilafah and istikhlaf is not only used in the political sense, establishment of khilafah, not this istikhlaf has been used in economic matters also. Economic matters. In Quran, huwallazi ja'alakum khala'if al-ard. You have been made naibs. You have been made the vicegerents on this earth. And again in Surah An-Nur, that was وَيَسْتَخْلِفُ رَبِّي قَوْمًا غَيْرَكُمْ. Almighty Allah will appoint somebody else who would be at your place, to be appointed at others' place. This is also istikhlaf and khilafah. To replace someone or to be appointed at place of someone else. To be appointed at the place of someone else means to represent. Means, so here the word khilafah, istikhlaf is used in the sense of representation. This is the Quranic term. First word, Surah An'am, khala'if al-ard, in the meaning of vicegerents, naibs. Second, yastakhlifu rabbi qawman ghayrakum. My Lord, my Allah, will bring another nation at your place. He will replace you by some other nation. A process of replacement or process of representation. This is in Surah Hud, verse number 57. Replacement and representation. Quran. Third is the rule and government and authority. Third use of this word in Quran is in the sense of government and authority. وَعَدَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنْكُمْ وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ لَيَسْتَخْلِفَنَّهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ كَمَا اسْتَخْلَفَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. An-Nur, verse number 55. This is Allah's promise, means that. Now, what does this mean, promise? Promise means that it is incumbent on you that you should appoint as your Khalifa, as your head, as your representatives, those who are the people of faith and people of good acts, good deeds, pious people. The word wa'ada, promise, means it is incumbent, compulsory on you. This is a mandatory obligation to choose the pious people, the deserving people, not the wrong people. وَعَدَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنْكُمْ وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. The mu'min and salih, these should be appointed as heads, as khalifas. So this is at third place, has been used for the la yastakhlifannahum, taking the first two verses in consideration into. So it means that la yastakhlifannahum fil ard, that you would be represented by the faithful and pious people. You should be represented by the faithful and pious people. This is the meaning which we can easily infer in the light of Quranic words and Quranic uses. When you say, yastakhlifu rabbi qawman ghayrakum, wallazi ja'alakum khala'if al-ard, all those people, each and every man on this world, he is declared to be Khalifa. O people, O mankind, O mankind, you have been made the Khala'if al-Ard, the Khalifas of earth. So everybody should declare to be the ruler and Khalifa then. No. What does it mean? Naib. To practice the commandment of Almighty Allah, to act upon the commandment of Allah, and to propagate the commandment of Allah, to be vicegerent of Almighty Allah, to be the possessor and upholder of amana given by Almighty Allah. This is the meanings of the Khala'if. So everybody is Khalifa here. Why? Because he is Amin. Everybody is Khalifa. Why he is? So here the word Khilafah is used in the sense of amana. Amana. In Surah Hud, yastakhlifu rabbi qawman ghayrakum, replacement. He will bring some other nation who will perform the function. Here replacement, representation. So here is stated that good, faithful people and pious people, they should be given la yastakhlifannahum, the Khilafah. Yani they should be, now you can say they should be chosen as rulers, they should be chosen as your representatives. So there is no problem in accepting this meaning, that you should be represented by those who are the faithful and pious. Believers and pious people. They are deserving to represent you. This is the mana, la yastakhlifannahum fil ard. So where does the whole thing comes out of that? Whatever the concept of al-Khilafah has been given in England and the Western world, and absolutely as an unreasonable thing and an illogical thing. So it is the whole phenomenon and philosophy propagated by some people in England. It is against the letter and spirit of Quran and Sunnah and Islam. La yastakhlifannahum, yes, he will make Khalifa. But what does it mean? Khalifa is naib, is representative, your representative. So where is meant by how he would be appointed, by election, by selection, by appointment, chosen by the people? This nothing as such, this is just a concept. Kama stakhlafa allazina min qablihim, in the same way as the people before you were given the Khilafah. So before Holy Prophet, was there this concept of Khilafah? Did this concept exist before? This is again a very important point. Almighty Allah has given an example. You will be made, you will be given istikhlaf, the Khilafah, in the same way as the nations and people before you in the early days, in the period of the early prophets, as they were given Khilafah. So was there Khilafah of this nature? Was there any Khilafah of this nature? No. What does it mean? Just the Hukuma. They were given the authority, they were given the state, they were given the government, they were given the rule, they were chosen to rule their society, or they were appointed to rule their society. So this is a common literary word used for that. And why they are said la yastakhlifanna? Because they were replacing one another one by one. One was appointed, then he was removed or he died, and he was replaced by other one. Then he died or removed, Whatever the case was, in the case of wars and fights, replacement process took place, or he was replaced by death by somebody else. So they were being replaced one by one. Since there was a process of replacement or representation one by one, they were being represented by one, then another, then another, then another. So this continuous process of replacement or representation, that's why Quran says, كَمَسْتَخْلَفَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. That's why this was known as Khilafah. Because al-Khilafah, its root word is Khalafa. Khalfun, Khalafa. Yakhlufu Khilafatan. It is an imara, an niyabatu anil ghayr, al-imama. To become head, to become leader, to become the ruler, or to represent the other, and the same way to replace the other or to be replaced by other. These are the meanings. And to be the trustee, and to be the vice chair, and to be the naib, and to be the representative. No specific meaning in the form of mode, in the form of format has been given or prescribed in Quran or Sunnah. In the world it is known as amana. It is in Sahih Muslim. Babu karahatil imara bi ghayri darura. Here it is known as ثم قال يا أبا ذر إنك ضعيف وإنها أمانة وإنها يوم القيامة. This is amana. So there is no doubt and no difference and dispute on that. So everybody knows the Khilafah, this rule in Islam is amana. But I am explaining that that's why this authority has been given the name of Khilafah. Because Khalafa yakhluf. So the old people were also given Khilafah. Why? They were being replaced by one by one, one by other. One was replaced by other one, that was replaced by other one. Or gradual representation. One by one they were being represented by one, then by other, then by other. He said, the same way we will give a chance of ruling to you. But those are deserving to rule, those people deserve to become your president, those people deserve to become your prime minister, those people deserve to become your ministers, those people deserve to become your MPs, to become your leaders, to become your heads of the states, those who are alladhina amanu minkum wa amilu salihat. This is the meaning. La yastakhlifannahum. They should be get istikhlaf. They should be placed as heads. This was the political. This is political istikhlaf. Istikhlaf. Al-istikhlaf as-siyasi. Now come to Holy Quran, Surah Al-Hadid. This was in An-Nur. Al-Hadid, verse number 7. Surah number is 57 and verse number 7. Aminu billahi wa rasulihi wa anfiqu mimma ja'alakum mustakhlafina fi. Here the mal, the property, the wealth, istikhlaf fil mal. Here the word has been used, istikhlaf fil mal. And here istikhlaf fil imara. This is political, that was political vicegerency, and this is economic vicegerency. So where does the special al-Khilafah go? Thing. Become believers. Bring your belief and faith in Allah and His Prophet. Anfiqu, and you should spend your money, your wealth. Mimma ja'alakum mustakhlafina fi, your wealth in which Almighty Allah have made you Khalifa. Your wealth and property and mal which you have been made in Khalifa means mustakhlafina fi. Almighty Allah has done istikhlaf in that, which means you have been made a trustee on that wealth, on the mal. You have been made ameen on the mal. You have been made naib on the mal. Naib of whom? The real malik, the real owner, that is Almighty Allah. You understand the point? So the real ownership vests in Almighty Allah, and you have been made ameen, naib, khalifa in that mal, so that you may function, you may use it according to prescribed limits. You may use it according to prescribed limits, in the light of the objectives, in the light of the permissions, in the light of the commandments, according to the permissible uses. So you can't misuse it. Why? Because you are mustakhlafina fi. You are not the malik, you are the khalifa. This is the meaning. You are not hakim alal itlaq fil mal. You are not hakim alal itlaq fil mal. You are not al malikul haqiqi fil mal. Rather, you are a naib fil mal, al amin fil mal, al mustakhlif fil mal, al khalifa fil mal. You are al mustakhlif fil mal, al khalifa fil mal, al naib fil mal, al amin fil mal. So this is an niyaba fil mal, al amana fil mal, al khilafa fil mal. Al amana, al niyaba, al khilafa fil mal. فَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنْكُمْ وَأَنْفَقُوا لَهُمْ أَجْرٌ كَبِيرٌ. So this is how Holy Quran uses this word. And technically speaking, Allama ibn Khaldun, he writes in his Muqaddama ibn Khaldun, Al-Khilafah, defining Khilafah. He says, إِنَّهُ نِيَابَةٌ عَنْ صَاحِبِ الشَّرِيعَةِ فِي حِفْظِ الدِّينِ وَسِيَاسَةِ الدُّنْيَا بِهِ تُسَمَّى خِلَافَةً وَإِمَامَةً. Now, the whole discussion which I have given, now you will find which Allama ibn Khaldun has stated. He says this Khilafah is niyaba and Sahib Sharia. And Sahib Sharia is Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. His vicegerency. This is Muqaddama ibn Khaldun. He says, in fact, the Khulafa were Khulafa'ullah, they were prophets. Khalifa. In fact, the Khalifa were the prophets. وَكَانَ هَذَا الْحُكْمُ لِأَهْلِ الشَّرِيعَةِ وَهُمُ الْأَنْبِيَاءُ وَمَنْ قَامَ فِيهِ مَقَامَهُمْ وَهُمُ الْخُلَفَاءُ. This Amr was primarily given to the Anbiya. This was primarily given to, the Amr was given to Anbiya. They were Sahibul Amr. And those, yes, holy, as Quran says in case of Sayyidina Adam, إِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. The first Khalifa was the Prophet. So the Khalifatullah alal ard, Allah's Khalifa, direct Allah's Khalifa, this was the status of Prophet. The Prophets were direct Khulafa'ullah, Khalifa of Allah. Then they were given the Amr of Almighty Allah to enforce and authority to enforce. So these were Anbiya, the basic possessor and holder of that authority and amana. Then وَمَنْ قَامَ فِيهِ مَقَامَهُمْ. Those, then after that, this authority was replaced. You have this authority with certain conditions, prefixed conditions, started to be exercised by their representatives of Ummah. So they became Khulafa. Khulafa, Khalafa yakhlufuhum. So they were representing him, they were working as their vicegerents, as their naibs and ameens. So they became Khulafa'ul Anbiya, Khilafatun Nubuwwah. That's why Allama ibn Khaldun says, وَإِذْ قَدْ بَيَّنَّا حَقِيقَةَ هَذَا الْمَنْصِبِ. We have explained the reality of this mansab Khilafah. وَإِنَّهُ نِيَابَةٌ عَنْ صَاحِبِ الشَّرِيعَةِ فِي حِفْظِ الدِّينِ व सियासत दुनिया बही तसम्मा खिलाफतन व इमामतन वल क़ाइमु बही खलीफतन व इमामन. He says that this is in fact the vicegerency of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in protecting and enforcement of the Sharia and the matters enforcement of the adjudication of the matters of dunya, the world. That's why the authority is known as Khilafah wa Imama. And the one who executes this is known as Khalifa or Imam. And then I'll tell you that many other words have also been used in Quran. And then he says that in fact he is Khalifatu Rasulillah. Khalifatullah is Khilafatul Amma for common people, Khalaiful Ard, in that Khilafat Ilahiyya, that particular sense, just as Ameen and holder of Allah's Amana as a man. And when you come to the specific meaning, then the Khulafa are Khulafa al-Anbiya Khalifatul. That's why he quotes Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Then people called him Ya Khalifat Allah. He said, no, I am Khalifatu Rasulillah. I am not vicegerent of Allah, I am vicegerent of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The same Shah Waliullah Muhaddis Delvi has mentioned in his book Izalatul Khafa, volume 1, page 2, Izalatul Khafa fi Khilafatul Khulafa, saying Al-Khilafah hiya Riyasatul Amma. This is the state in common authority. Khilafah is Ar-Riyasatul Amma. This is the common authority. في إقامة الدين بإحياء العلوم الدينية وإقامة أركان الإسلام والقيام بالجهاد وما يتعلق به من ترتيب الجيوش والفرض للمقاتلة وكذا وكذا وإقامة الحدود ورفع المظالم والأمر بالمعروف والنهي عن المنكر نيابة عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. This is the Khilafah. This is the common authority, authority of the state. Shah Waliullah says this is authority of the state to do this and this and this, iqamatul hudud and enforcement of Islam and qiyam of jihad and all these things, and qaza and judiciary and hudud and all this, and amr bil ma'ruf nahy anil munkar, niyabatan anin nabiy, vicegerency of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, on behalf of Holy Prophet, being his representative. Since he works as his representative on his behalf, that's why he is known as Khalifa and Khilafah. And Allama Mir Sayyid Sharif Jurjani, this is a book on Aqidah, Shara Mawaqif. Jurjani, he says, Hiya Khilafatul Rasul fi Iqamatul Deen. This is the vicegerency of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the character, that he should function and operate as Holy Prophet's vicegerent and his representative. Then there are many references, as I have quoted from Ibn Khaldun, when Sayyidina Abu Bakr said, Ana Khalifatu Rasulillah. Musnad Ahmad bin Hanbal, volume 1, page 10. Then Musannaf Ibn Abi Shayba and Majma' al-Zawaid. And then again the companions used to say, Abu Barza Salimi, Ya Khalifata Rasulillah. This is in Abu Dawood, Sunan Abi Dawood and Sunan Nasai. And Imam Ibn Hajar Makki says in As-Sawa'iqul Murika, Kana yaktubu min Abi Bakr Khalifati Rasulillah. He was always used to write in his official letters. This is a letter from Khalifatu Rasulillah. And the concept of Khilafah is, in fact, or the concept of Islamic government consists of three elements. Al-Hakimiyatul Ilahiyya, Al-Hakimiyatul Nabawiyya, and Al-Khilafah. This is Al-Amana wa Niyaba. These are the three levels or three ingredients or three elements. Al-Hakimiyatul Ilahiyya. This is Al-Hakimiyatul Haqiqiyya. Al-Hakimiyya Al-Haqiqiyya. Ultimate and real sovereignty of Almighty Allah. So real and ultimate sovereignty rests in Almighty Allah. Then al-hakimiyyatun nabawiyya, manifestative sovereignty of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Al-hakimiyya an-nabawiyya, manifestative or representative sovereignty of Holy Prophet. Rasul functions as the representative of Allah's sovereignty. He functions as sovereign, but his sovereignty is not real and ultimate. His sovereignty is representative and manifestative. Man ata ar-rasul faqad ata Allah. Man yuti ar-rasul faqad ata Allah. In kuntum tuhibbuna Allah fattabi'uni yuhibbukumullah. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu ati'u Allah wa ati'u ar-rasula wa ulil amri minkum. Man yuti Allah wa rasul fa ulaika ma'al ladzina an'ama Allahu alayhim. Man ya'si Allah wa rasulahu wa yata'adda hududahum. Wa ma arsalna min rasulin illa liyuta'a bi iznillah. Wa qalu hasbunallahu sayu'tina Allahu min fadlihi wa rasuluhu. Aghnahumullahu wa rasuluhu min fadlihi. Wallahu wa rasuluhu ahaqqu an yurduhu. You will get all these verses with references in my books. In first volume of Siratul Rasul, you will get all these verses with references. Number 2, Iman ka Markaz o Mahwar, you will get all these verses, references in my book, and some other books. And Tahaffuz-e Namus-e Risalat. Tahaffuz-e Namus-e Risalat. All relevant verses with reference. I am just giving you. Inna allazina yubayi'unaka innama yubayi'una Allah yadullahi fawqa aydihim. Allah's hand is on the hands of companions. So Holy Prophet's hand was declared to be Allah's hand. His bay'ah declared to be Allah's bay'ah. His ita'ah declared to be Allah's ita'ah. His radha, pleasure, declared to be Allah's pleasure. His giving, his gift declared to be Allah's gift. وَلَا يُحَرِّمُونَ مَا حَرَّمَ اللَّهُ وَرَسُولُهُ. His tahrim, if he declared his forbidding anything, prohibiting anything, his prohibition declared to be prohibition of Almighty Allah. وَمَنْ يَعْصِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ. His disobedience declared to be disobedience of Almighty Allah. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا لَا تُقَدِّمُوا بَيْنَ يَدَيِ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. His respect and reverence declared to be reverence of Almighty Allah. So, all these things, this is al-hakimiyya an-nabawiyya. Real and ultimate sovereignty rests in Almighty Allah. But he always represents himself through his prophet, as I quoted the detailed statement of Imam Ibn Taymiyyah from As-Sarimul Maslul. فَقَدْ أَقَامَهُ اللَّهُ مُقَامَ نَفْسِهِ فِي أَمْرِهِ وَنَهْيِهِ وَإِخْبَارِهِ وَبَيَانِهِ فَلَا يَجُوزُ أَن يُفَرَّقَ بَيْنَ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ فِي شَيْءٍ مِّنْ هَذِهِ الْأُمُورِ. So Holy Prophet is the true and perfect representative of Almighty Allah in all of these attributes and functions. That's why his status is not Khilafah in this famous sense. His status is Hakimiyya. He is the Hakim. فَلَا وَرَبِّكَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ حَتَّى يُحَكِّمُوكَ فِي مَا شَجَرَ بَيْنَهُمْ. He is the Hakam and he is the Hakim. Hakam, the final judge, and the Hakim. Atiullaha wa atiur Rasula wa ulil amri minkum. You should obey Almighty Allah and you should obey Rasul, Holy Prophet ﷺ, and the men in authority amongst you. So obey this commandment literally has not been repeated for ulil amri minkum. Atiullah wa atiur Rasul. The word atiu, the commandment of obey, is repeated for Holy Prophet literally. Atiullah wa atiur Rasul. Takrarul amr, atiu, is for Holy Prophet ﷺ and not for ulil amr, the khulafa. Wa ulil amri minkum. Here at third time, the word atiu is not repeated because Holy Prophet's obedience and submission rendered to Holy Prophet ﷺ is permanent. Obedience rendered to Holy Prophet is absolute. Obedience rendered to Holy Prophet is unchallengeable, unquestionable, unqualified, absolute, permanent, persistent, unlimited, unchecked. That's why Atiullah wa Atiur Rasul has been placed at the same level. Just the difference is of degrees. Allah's Amr is Fa'iq, first and then Holy Prophet, like Quran and then Hadith. But as far as the mandatory provision is concerned, the compulsory provision is concerned, the status of absoluteness, the permanence, the persistence, unqualified, unchallengeable, and absolute authority is concerned, that vests in Holy Quran and in the same way vests in Prophet Sunnah. And then وَأُولِي الْأَمْرِ مِنْكُمْ, that word atiyu was not repeated here, because their authority is challengeable, their authority is conditional, their authority is contingent, their authority is conditional and qualified, their authority is temporary, not permanent. It is removable, it is revocable. They are appointed and they can be removed. How? They are appointed on fulfilling the conditions of faith and amal, deservingness. And they would be removed if they violate the conditions. If they obey Allah's and Prophet's commandment, they would remain ulil amr. If they disobey Allah's and Prophet's commandment, they would be removed. You understand the point? So their authority is conditional. Holy Prophet's unconditional, permanent, like Quran and Allah's authority. So Allah's authority, the difference between the two is real and ultimate. And Holy Prophet's permanent sovereignty is representative and manifestative. It is not real and ultimate in that sense. This gives the difference between the two levels. That's why Allah's Hakimiyya is Al-Hakimiyya Al-Haqiqiyya. The same thing which is why the people in early days were known Khalifa. Imam Ibn Kasir says, Imam Ibn Kasir, in Tafsir Ibn Kasir, volume 1, page 106, 106. He says, why the people were say Khalifa? This will explain you and strengthen the concept that this is just a word used to explain its nature. Khalifa ay qawman yakhlufu ba'duhum ba'dan karnan ba'da karnan wa jilan ba'da jil. This is Imam Ibn Kasir. Khalifa, why? The qawm, the nation, they used to replace one by one. One was being replaced by other, one was being replaced karnan ba'da karnan, from time to time and from nation to nation and from generation to generation. So this continuous process of replacement and representation, this gives the connotation name of Khalifa and Khilafah. This is how Imam Ibn Kasir says. Tafsir Ibn Kasir. And Imam Qurtubi says the same. Yakhlufu man kana qablahu. Why Khalifa? Because he replaced and represented those people who were before you. In that particular verse, Mustakhlaf. And the various words, as I told you, these are symbolic terms. Every term signifies any specific angle. And it is stated in Hadith, Kanzul Ummal, Bayhaqi and Musannaf Ibn Abi Shayba, La khilafata illa an mashwara. Here the word Khilafah is used as hukuma. There would be no Khilafah without consultation. Number 2, word Imara. Word Khilafah is used. Now the same thing is being described by the word Al-Imara. Huzaifa bin Yaman narrates, Sami'tu Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam yaqulu man faraka al-jama'a wastazalla al-imara. Those who get detached from the jama'ah, from ummah, from collectivity, and work against imara, la hujjata lahu. He will be having no hujjah and authority and dalil and burhan for him. So here instead of khilafah, the word imara has been used for the same thing. And Hazrat Abu Huraira says, Sahih ibn Hibban, innakum satahrisuna alal imara wa inna satakuna nadama. You have a hirs, a greediness for imara. The same word used, imara, for khilafah and headship or the state or the government. Holy Prophet said, Ya Abdur Rahman, la tasalil imara. Don't ask for imara. So here the word imara is for khilafah and amir for khalifa. And Sayyidina Umar stated, La Islam illa bi jama'atin, wa la jama'ata illa bi imara. There is no Islam without collectivity, jama'at. And there is no jama'at without imara, headship, chief. So the concept of appointing a chief, imara, this is the khalifa, this is imara. Now third word, jama'ah. Instead of khilafah, the word jama'ah is also used. Man kharaja minal jama'ah. Those who left the jama'ah. Those who leave, get detached from jama'ah. They put themselves, they make themselves away from the discipline of Islam. Falzim jama'at al-muslimin wa imamahum. You should remain attached with jama'at al-muslimin. Then word mulk has been used. Wallahu yu'ti mulkahu man yasha. Holy Prophet stated in Tirmizi, Al-Jami'a si Abab al-Manaqib, Al-mulku fi Quraishin wal qada'u fil ansar. Al-mulk, Quraysh mein, the government, the khilafah, imara, mulk would be in Quraysh. And qada, the judiciary, in ansar. Wal azan fil habasha. These are various things, but the word mulk was used for this particular thing. Imama, the word imama is used also. Tusamma bi khilafatan wa imamatan. The word imama is used in many places in ahadith. Again another word sultan. Holy Prophet says, Man akrama sultan Allah, wa man ahana sultan Allah. Those who respect the sultan, those who disrespect the sultan. Here the word sultan used for the sense of khalifa and amir and malik. This is Tirmizi al-Jami'u Sayyid Babul Fitan. And a famous hadith, Inna afdal al-jihadi kalimatu haqqin inda sultanin jairin. Sultan is used for amir and khalifa. Man kharaja min as-sultan shibran mata mitatan jahiliya. Sultan. So you see the word khalifa, the word malik, the word amir, the word imam and the word sultan. 5 terms have been used. For khalifa is khilafa, for amir is imara, for malik is mulk or mulukiya or mulk, for sultan is sulta or sultanat, and for imara is amir is imara, and for imam is imama. All these words. So why fighting for khilafah? Why don't you say, we are here to establish imama, we are here to establish imara, we are here to establish mulk, mulukiya? Why don't you say this? Why only one word? These are all terms used in Holy Quran and used in hadith of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. At one place, for example, is stated, Holy Prophet stated, Khalifa. فَإِنَّهُ لَا نَبِيَّ بَعْدِي وَيَسَكُونُ خُلَفَاء. There would be no prophet after me, there would be khulafa. Sahih Bukhari. If alaykum bi sunnati wa sunnati al-khulafa ar-rashidin, khulafa. At other place, Holy Prophet says, Man yutil amira faqad ata'ani wa man yasil amir faqad asani. Who obeys amir, he obeys me. In the second hadith, here Holy Prophet has mentioned the word amir. Again Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. At one place there said, Yakun asna ashara khulafa. There would be 12 khulafa in my ummah. Here says asna ashara amira, there would be 12 amir. It is in hadith, Tirmizi, Jami' al-Sahih and all these books. Then Ibn Majah, falzim jama'at al-muslimeen wa imamahum. وقال الملك إني أرى سبع بقرات وكان وراءهم ملك يأخذ كل سفينة غصبا. The Badshah, the Malik, the king. وأنت الملك نبيا ملكا على بني إسرائيل. Quran says there was a prophet and Malik on Bani Israel. Ya Dawood inna ja'alnaka khalifatan. Here Khalifa, here Malik. So all these words, and Sultan, man ahana Sultan Allah fil ard ahanahullah. Anybody who disrespects Allah's Sultan on this earth, he disrespects Almighty Allah. Tirmizi, Al-Jami al-Sahih, Abwab al-Fitan. So I have explained you that this is just matter of words which indicates in symbolic terms for the rule, authority, government and state. There is not of that kind which is taken wrongly. So today I finish the whole subject up to here. Inshallah, tomorrow by grace of Almighty Allah, remaining things on this subject we will take all the remaining points and we will finish the whole subject. وما علينا إلا البلاغ.